for something not completely different, but different enough. You know, one of the things I love about being a beekeeper is just trying new stuff. And this is a new stuff thing. Now, this isn't new. This idea and concept has been around a long time, but it's called a Hog Half. And it is for making, let me see if I can pull these out of here without dumping them all over the place. That's what I normally do. It is a system for making, let me get one of these out of here, cut comb. But the beauty of these is that as you build them, or as the bees build them, they build them out, and they will only build them out to the edge here. They won't build beyond it. So that's what you get. And these come with a cap that you put over the top. So basically, once the bees fill them, you clean off the outside, you put your cap on, you put your label on, and you sell them for big bucks. I'm not big on selling cut comb, but this is something I just wanted to try. Kind of compare it to a little bit of what I've talked to other people about with Ross rounds. I've never done Ross rounds, so I have nothing to compare it to. But I just want to kind of see how these work. I'm going to put them in. We've got about, you know, I had a debate with Jane at Isabee's yesterday whether we've got 2 weeks of flow left, 4 weeks of flow left, or if we get enough rain in between, we eke out another maybe 6 weeks of flow. That's optimistic. That's really optimistic. But anyways, I'm going to put one of these on my super nuke that is kind of just blowing up, and I'm going to see how this works. So today I'm going to show you how you put them in, and then I'll do a check here in a few days. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some progress. If not, well, you know, I tried it, and we'll start over again in the spring when the flow's back on. So that's the basics of these. But here's the real beauty of this. If I could figure out how it works. I'll quit it. It's new, I'm figuring it out. Here's the real beauty of this. It only takes up the space of 2 frames in your honey super. So you're not committing a whole super to it, you're just committing 2 frames. So it's worth it for the try. If I got 8 out of these, I think we're probably talking, I don't know, I have no idea what cut comb goes for, but more than $8, I don't know, we'll figure it out. We're gonna go put these in and see what happens. So this should be fun. Hey, if you watch my cart video, I'm moving it. This is my last turn today. It'll be even, I'll be able to move it up on that stand. But that's not what we're here for today. We're gonna put this in, see how it goes. I'm having a hard time keeping the tape together on that. First off, these guys have been a little angry in the past. We got a lot of bearding going on. There's very little ventilation in these. I'm probably only gonna leave these guys in this nook configuration for maybe another week, I think. That's about what they've got before they need to be. Okay, so let's see if I can get these guys. That's why I've lost about a dozen hive tools out here. Let's see what we get when we open these guys up. They've got these plumb filled up, not quite capped off, but very heavy. Well, it's kind of hard to see down in there, but you can see that they are doing a great job, and they're starting to cap everything off. I'm going to pull this frame out. These frames are going to go into another hive. I'll shake the bees and we're going to take them down, put them in another hive. That I ran out of comb, drawn comb. Okay, let's make sure this fits. It does exactly what we want to see. Okay, That's just simply how it goes in. They're able to get in there. And today is, hell, I don't even know what day it is. But it is a day. I'm gonna temporarily cover this up like this. Then I'm gonna go find a place to put these frames. Oh, first I gotta shake these guys in there, because I don't want to introduce these bees to a new hive. So a few of you won't matter. And again, let's get you guys covered up here. It's the other thing, these nook boxes, I end up killing a lot of bees because of the way there's really no covered vent or cover to it. Okay, let's take these out and go find another place to put these. This off, we'll just lean these over here for a moment or two. Let me pull my rack off here, and then we will real quick flip this over, trying to hopefully not wipe out more bees than necessary in the process. We will come back soon to see how that's going. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put these frames in here. Well, I guess I could pull that back here, okay? Frames. It's easier to put the frames in the box if you got the frames, David. It is crazy hot. What are we, June 25th, 26th? I'm gonna have to get the correct date on that. But it's 2025, in case you're watching this years from now. And we're in the middle of a pretty prolonged heat wave. And it has not completely impacted the bees too much. You can, oh, I will get you. Well, that's not gonna work. I've got, fail, hives that I know have blank frames in them. Well, I'm here, see if these guys do. It is hot. Nope, these are all drawn. Well, you go, girls. We got some honey to make here. Let's go find us a hive that needs me. I just put, if these bees have in, I put supers back on Sunday. Today is Wednesday, and I am wondering if these bees have drawn out, because I put that on 623. All these are on 623. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna go down here because I know these were, let's see. Yeah, this guy's an overachiever. Let's see what we got. All I know is I don't want to do this very long because it is hot. I gotta go get these frames. Busting with bees. I'm blown away. Every brand new frame I put in on Sunday is completely drawn out today. I am in shock or in awe of these bees. Okay, let's check one more. These guys are a little weaker, so this may be my candidate. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's just pull these. Yeah, they're starting, but let's save them the wax, save them the honey. Make a little more honey for me, please. But they are little wax makers. Okay, let's get these two guys in. That should settle that. Okay. Gone. Well, that's going to conclude part one. We'll come back and see how this all ends up in a little bit, because I'm very curious. And if they made that much wax on these frames, these brand new frames they just put in, they made that much wax in that short of a time period, it will be interesting to see what happens with that Hog Half. Well, here we go. I don't know if this is part 2 or part 1 of 3 or 7 and 15 going on, whatever, but it is Hog Half time to check. I promised I'd check on the name. Hogg is the name of the guy that invented it. And so we're going to see how this is going today, and hopefully it's going well. We will see. We're getting toward the end of the flow, and I'm a little concerned. I'm going to try actually even put some more supers on in a -1 configuration, see what we can start to get. But for right now, we are going to get some smoke going. We are going to take a check and see where the hogs are at. This could be exciting. Okay, so let's take a peek here. I am very curious. I don't think I can really even get smoke up in there. Here's gonna be the tricky part, is if it's done, I don't know how to handle these things. So I'm gonna have to be mighty careful getting them back, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so let's see what they got going here. Let's set you guys here for now. Lots of bees, I can tell you that. Let's smoke them off of this so you can kind of see what's going on. Well, I can kind of see they haven't capped it yet. So I know that's going on, but they are just about fully drawn out on each side. So that's what we want to see. I'm not going to take them out of there just because I just don't want to take them out of there. You know, you can see down here that they're doing pretty well. Not quite ready, but it looks like perhaps by this weekend. Okay, these guys are full here. I'll just let them keep working on this. Okay, well, that's update. This is day 11 on this. So day 11, and they're just about out to the edge. Hopefully by next weekend, we'll see. If not, definitely the market after that. I've decided on selling them for $25 a piece because that seems to be the going rate. Bee Culture magazine has it comb going somewhere around that in this area. You know, I'm gonna price it that. I think we give away our honey, and that bothers me. In this area especially, people are giving it away at like 60 cents at retail, and that's way too low as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna price it at what I price it because I got a good product, but we're gonna give these guys a few more days. So I guess that's part 2 of part 2. Have I got that right? Okay, we'll have to figure that out. But we'll be back here in a few days to take another look and see where it's at. Probably 2-3 days. Sounds good. Okay. See you in a few. So I said a couple days. Okay. It's not a couple days. Not even close to a couple days. We're probably almost a month later. You've heard me talk about it in other videos. We've had a stretch of weather that, oh my God, it's just been insane. We're talking about heat indexes of 112 and 120. Dew points in the 80s, which is insane. So I didn't want to open up any hives because I knew what I'd get into. But I do know that this Hog Half is ready to go, and I'm going to pull it out. But what I'm also going to do is I've got 2 frames to replace that. And then I'm going to put the Hog Halves in here, and then I'm going to take them back to the truck and try to get the bees off of them, just because I know they're going to be a little angry. These guys have been a little testy when I've been checking, so we'll see what we get. Anyway, I'm going to pull that hog off. We're going to see if I can get them down and see what we get. We're going to put you down here because I have a new top, and the Hog half is looking great. So I am going to try and smoke even more down here. The fewer bees I have to contend with, the happier I'm gonna be. Of course, I don't want my comb to smell like. Oh, great. Well, that's not what I expected to have happen. Okay, looks like we propolized ourselves in here, didn't we? Well, that's a bit of a bummer. Look at that. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah, that's not good. I'm not real happy about that. I would have expected that these were a little bit better made than that. Because yeah, that entire half top broke off. So obviously that's an issue, but look at that comb. That is just beautiful. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that. We're gonna put these guys in here, put these other two in, cover them up, and work on getting those bees out of here. These frames will help them. And then next week, these hives are going to be put into deeps. I'm going to get them ready for the winter. They are pretty close as is. And I'm hoping this new top fits. Because the one I brought out here that's sitting on the ground didn't fit. There we go. This one was never intended to be out here this long. So, you know, you learn from it. Let's hope I don't burn it down by putting that there. So now the question becomes, well, number one, I guess you just have to be a little bit more careful when you're taking these off. And now I'm just wondering how to get the bees out of here. They seem to be doing their own thing. Not quite sure what to do with these guys. And I'm wondering if a brush is the answer. I could shake. And that seems to be doing pretty good. And that's not what I want to have happen. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, Disaster Dave is doing his thing. We're going to get these bees off here. Okay, so time out. That's a mess. And I really want to show you the proper way to do that and not in a panic out in the field, throwing stuff all over the place. So here's some things I've learned after I came back home and looked at this just a little bit closer. If you do it right, then you don't have that issue. This is meant to be a unit. It's supposed to be just one solid unit. That's why there's tape on this side. And they actually sell this tape at Better Bee, and I think I bought these at Isabee's. I think you could buy them there. And you could even buy probably thicker, heavier tape if you wanted to do that. They're meant to be a unit. So when I took this out of the hive, like this, as you saw just a second ago, of course, these are sitting free, idiot. You can't do this without them falling out. Now, I could do it with this as a solid unit to shake them out, and they won't fall out. So that's the key. Now, and I talked about the fact that I snapped this piece off. Well, I did, and that piece got snapped off because had I had this as a full unit, I would have been able to reach into the hive and pick it up and not have to use a hive tool to pry it out, which would have given me the leverage I need. So could these probably be a little bit thicker? Oh, I think it's, but they're fairly solid as they are. I just wanted to clarify that and talk about my mistake. So I love these because of the fact that you can just put one in a hive. They have to go as a unit, so they need to be taped together. I would probably, next time, not probably, I will use, well, what do I always use? Blue painter's tape to make sure this is solidly put together so that it can't come apart. It'll come out as a unit, and as you've just seen a few minutes here, when I take you back to the farm, the bees just readily walk out of these, so it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, I just needed to clarify. My mistake. If you do it right, these things will work great for you. Okay, back to the farm. Let's finish this thing off. Okay, I'm a mess, and I know that, but I'm gonna take this back to the truck here. Clean everything up in no worse for wear. Oh, I'm liking the way that's looking. I just have to figure out how to get them in there. Get them back in there after my little disaster. I want to keep these guys from being discovered. I'm going to put this over the top. We're going to go get the other one. I think we have figured if you're going to shake, Dave, shake with them down. Because they want to fall out. So I let them sit here for a couple minutes to hopefully have the bees just depart, which they've mostly done. I think you could shake, but I would want to be careful about shaking, because if you shake and you've got these sitting down, you're going to shake your comb right out. So it's the tricky part, is getting the bees out without smashing your comb all over the ground. So the bees are kind of departing on their own here. I got 2 to crawl out. They look like they want to be on their way. 1 more to go. And look at that. Okay. I'm going to take this back to the truck, hide it for a second with the other one. I'm going to come back and close things up. This is pretty exciting. Come back in a second. I'm going to show you how I'm going to pull these and put the cover on them, and what a neat little package it is. So let me get my stuff, and we'll be right back to undo those. Okay, these come with these handy little lids. You just snap them on. So I'm going to carefully pull one of these cartridges out. Oh, look at that. That is just marvelous. I'm very excited about that. Now, I've never done this before, but we're going to find out how they go on. And I will clean up the sides of that when we get back home. But obviously, it says half hog, so you want it that way. Let's figure out how these snap here. We're learning all this together, gang. It didn't come with any instructions, so we're going to have to figure it out. That sounded good, didn't it? Oh, it lifts up. Okay. I think I'll take a little bit of tape at home and tape those down. But again, just a little cleaning off and snap in place. That's what we're looking for. So there you have it. Wow. Okay. I'm really happy. Look how pretty that is. Look at that. And what's wonderful about that is that you don't have that comb going between. If you're getting like the regular comb, you don't have like the double layer. This is a really pretty package. As I said earlier, I'm talking about probably $25 a piece for these, and I've got a feeling I'll sell them all day long. I've had multiple customers asking for it, and I'm getting more and more customers asking for it, and so I'm glad to be able to offer it. At least 8 of them this year. I will most definitely do it again next year. You know, it seems easy enough. I liked when I was doing it in the Nooks, because they seem to be gobbling that up really quick. Anyway, so there you have it. Half hogs. Exciting stuff. A new way for us to create products. You know, we'll just keep going from there. As always, it's nice to be liked. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. We really appreciate it. And once again, happy beekeeping. We'll see you next time. Thanks.